Alright, what's up you guys? I am here continuing the Survivor Series reviews with 2017. And I'd say this is the second best pay-per-view of the year, I think behind the Rumble. So, a very solid show this was. When it comes to the pre-show, really not much to write home about. We had Elias and Matt Hardy, Enzo and Kalisto, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating Breezango. So this brought back the SmackDown versus Raw pay-per-view theme. Bragging Rights 2010 was the last time we saw that. And, they did away with the first brand split. And in 2016, they didn't go with as much of the SmackDown versus Raw. They did for the elimination match. But this does it with pretty much every match. There's not too many title matches on here. I think the Cruiserweight title match was the only title match. So opening the main card, we had The Shield defeating the New Day. And this was a big attraction match at the time. And obviously this was a 6-man tag match, which you don't see the New Day have 6-man tag matches too often. It's usually just the tag matches, the 2-on-2. So this was cool to see these two very popular teams just go at it. And this match went 21 minutes and 20 seconds. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the Shield at all, really. And, the New Day, I think they kind of ran their course by now, by 2019. Still in 2017, they were still going strong. But this was a big attraction match, and it felt special. So that was really cool to see. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of either of them, it's still really, really cool. Just as a fan of wrestling, period. And then we had the 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match with Team Raw and Team SmackDown. Alicia Fox, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Asuka and Nia Jax representing Raw. And then Becky Lynch, Naomi, Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina in the elimination match. This went 18 minutes. I think this was a solid women's match. It's kind of around what you would expect, maybe if not a little better. It kind of exceeds your expectations a little bit. But yeah, decent match. And, I like the Raw versus SmackDown theme. And, this is still when we were getting the Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views, So there's the big four pay-per-views were co-branded. And I like that. I hate that every pay-per-view is co-branded now. At a time when I grew up, during the first brand split, it was always Raw having their own pay-per-view and SmackDown having their own pay-per-view. And then the big four pay-per-views felt more special because they were co-branded. And this pay-per-view has that feeling to it. It feels special. And then we had Baron Corbin, who is your United States champion, facing The Miz, your Intercontinental champion, in a champion versus champion match. This turned out to be a lot better than I had expected. I'm a huge Miz fan, and, it's one of those things where I'm like, I like The Miz, but I'm not a big Baron Corbin fan. I really didn't think this match would be anything special, but it was very hard-hitting, kind of fast-paced, which I liked that. And then Baron Corbin ended up getting the win, which is fine. I understand there's going to be Raw versus SmackDown booking here, because they actually had a structure. It's not just Raw slaughtering them like in 2018. But we'll get to the one problem with that, though. So next up, we had your champion versus champion match again, the Usos versus The Bar, which is another big tag team match. So that was also cool to see. And, this was also solid. This went 15 minutes. Almost 16 minutes. And, another solid tag match. This pay-per-view at this point, I think is really killing it. And then we have Charlotte Flair defeating Alexa Bliss in the champion versus champion match. Once again, a big marquee match. I'm a huge fan of both of these, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. They're my two favorite women's wrestlers in the WWE, even to this day. So to have this match was really cool, and it ended up being pretty good. This one went 15 minutes, and that's one big compliment I'm going to give this pay-per-view, is every match felt like it got its time. So next up, we had a tie. We didn't have a tie. The next match gave us a tie. So this made this match kind of predictable because, let's see, up to this point we are, SmackDown would have been ahead one. So, and this is the second to last match. So you have Brock Lesnar, your Universal Champion, versus AJ Styles, your WWE Champion. This is the second to last match. SmackDown's ahead one. So, of course, Raw is going to get one more point so they can tie it for your main event. Because that gives the main event suspense. Because let's say AJ Styles won this match. Then SmackDown won the whole night. So, that's kind of... It's almost like a spoiler in a lot of ways. But, I understand... you got to have that structure, that suspense, and that storytelling. But at the same time, it made this match pretty predictable, which is unfortunate. But this match fucking killed it. In every way, shape, and form. Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles. Originally it was supposed to be Brock Lesnar and Jinder Mahal, which that would have been complete garbage. So AJ Styles, they kind of shoehorned the title on him. Not really last minute, but it felt desperation. But, I'm so glad they did this. This went 15 minutes and 25 seconds. This match is by far the match of the night and one of the better matches of the year. And for a moment, I give them credit here. Obviously, we're in the age of smart fans where people are going to understand that AJ Styles has to lose so they can tie it. This match makes you question that. That's how good the storytelling is. And it makes you think, maybe AJ Styles will win this. Maybe he'll get that underdog upset. He ended up not, which is fine. But at the same time, it made you kind of be like, whoa, AJ Styles actually might win this. And, this was just a beautifully structured match, front to back. And, it's unfortunate because this really just should have been the main event. It's very obvious of that. But up to this point, this is a near flawless pay-per-view. Then we get to the main event to fuck it all up. We have Team Raw, which was Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H, defeating Team SmackDown, Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena. Just look at that lineup. That is like a dream elimination match. It's just so star-studded. I was so excited for this match. And then it happened. So, I'm going to give you the order of elimination here. Nakamura was defeated by Braun Strowman, and then Bobby Roode by Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe by John Cena by Kurt Angle, Finn Balor by Randy Orton by Braun Strowman, Kurt Angle by Shane McMahon by Triple H, and then your survivors were Braun Strowman and Triple H. This match just did not work. It's unfortunate because, like I said, I was really looking forward to this, but it just really did not work. Triple H, love him or hate him, he's a big deal. He has talent, he always has, but it really just felt like this was Triple H's show. Or his main event in a lot of ways. And this was nowhere near as good as 2016's elimination match. Like, that's kind of what I was expecting again. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fucking amazing. Because you look at the talent pool in here, and you just see gold. And you just don't get that. It just didn't work. The tone didn't work. The structure didn't work. In a lot of ways, this match was a complete failure. It went 33... Let's see... 33 minutes and 20 seconds. This is really the only bad thing on the card, which sucks. But I'm going to say right now, for my letter grade, there's really only one thing holding this pay-per-view back, and that is the main event. I'm going to give this show an A, which is very rare for me. I think the whole undercard really, really worked. But at the same time, the main event just really brought it down. Let's say we had a really kick-ass main event. This probably could have gotten an A+. Seriously. This is that good of a pay-per-view. It's just the main event really just destroys it. Even like the women's elimination match is, it's good. It's not bad or anything. So, yeah, definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this pay-per-view. I was a huge fan of it. Main event brought it down, but at the same time, still turned out to be a good show. So let me know your thoughts down below. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.